King Jesus, King Jesus. Okay. Hey, I want to talk about a subject over the next 2 or 3 videos that has bothered me all my life, and I'm 60 years old. It's the scapegoating and blaming that is institutionalized in America of black people, and the lies they tell in order to blame us and depict us in exaggerated criminal manners for purposes that suit their political agenda that we're not even a part of. In this case, it's that Moore, Oklahoma so-called beheading at Barnes Food. Now that thing was an outright lie. Number one, here you have an ex-convict who has a job at Barnes Food. He's a black man, and he has to keep a job or he's going back to jail. So, and number two, they have the total leverage over his life. I'm sure he has a parole officer, probation officer, whatever, and these guys have total control over his life. So it's not even understandable that he would have a chance to convert to Islam without authorities taking note, walking around in Islam gear. No, it's not going to happen. Because they have maximum leverage on him, he can say nothing. He's just a patsy for the propaganda machine that makes you think that ISIS is infiltrating this country and that ISIS is coming to you in the form of a black man. No, we don't believe in Islam. We believe in Christ Jesus. Check our history. Check our history. Check our church. We believe in the Christ, not in no Muhammad. Stop using us for your political purposes, your dry political purposes. It's so much bullshit. Anyway, I'm gonna go through these reports and show you that it's false. This one is the 911 tape, and you can see from the 911 tape that it's bullshit.
911, where's your emergency?
Barnes Foods, Moore, Oklahoma, 216 Northeast 10th Street. We have someone attacking someone in the building. I was just informed I'm in the building.
Okay, where are they at?
Inside, are they in the office? They're in the office, front office of the building. Yeah, we can hear a lot of screaming. We're actually in a different office, but someone.
I don't hear any screaming. There's no screaming in the background.
Okay, do you know where they're at in the building?
In the front of the building, there's our main entrance.
Okay, do you know where he is at in the plant?
We know that he's loose. He had stabbed someone.
No, that's medical route for them.
Okay.
Is anybody with him? You know. On lacerations, on 216. Go ahead, son. 216 Northeast 12.
I'm going to put you on speakerphone 1 second, okay?
Send down on map page 1608 China.
Okay, so we don't know where the person went. He went through our front office, went to the shipping office, he stabbed a woman in our customer service department.
Okay, did he know her? Do you know if that he was arguing?
No,
Is she an employee?
She is an employee, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Lock that door. Yeah, we're trying.
They don't sound too excited.
You hear this in the background?
Is that him? He's back?
Yeah, it sounds like he's running around out here.
Okay.
And that's a gunshot.
So all this took place in about 3 minutes? 4 minutes? 5 minutes?
He's in the hallway outside of the center of the building.
He's in the hallway in the center of the building.
So he can see him. So this is so much bullshit, please, people. You know, I mean, this whole episode looked like it took place in less than 5 minutes from the 911 tape. So how did he have time to cut off somebody's head with a knife? It had to be assault that he had to cut off somebody's head in less than 5 minutes. He had to use assault. Because you can't cut off somebody's head in 5 minutes with a knife. I don't care how sharp it is. It don't saw through bone. You got to saw through bone. You can't really cut through bone. Try cutting through some bone, a ham bone, or a backbone of a cow with a knife and see how far you get and how long it takes. That is utterly some bullshit. But then when you listen to the media reports,
unanswered questions after a workplace fight leaves one person dead and another in the hospital. Thanks for joining us. I'm Paul Folger.
I'm Jessica Shambach. An attack inside the Vaughn Foods warehouse in Moore. That is near Northeast 12th and Eastern. And just moments ago, we got our first look at the man accused of the attack. Let me show you Alton Nolen's mugshot. This is from a previous arrest, and he has a criminal history.
We have team coverage of this breaking story. KOCO's Morgan Chesky is at OU Med, where one of the victims is being treated. Wendell Edwards talked to those inside. But we begin with Dave Detling. Dave, what can you tell us at this hour?
Well, Paul, just like you said, police have identified that stabbing suspect as 30-year-old Alton Nolen. Let me step out of the way. Behind me, you can see that maroon Tahoe. That is what police say the stabbing suspect drove to this production warehouse and then allegedly went inside, stabbing two women. Now, earlier today, this entire ordeal lasting 2 hours. A lot of people wondering who the two women were and are wondering if they are a mother, sister, daughter, or wife.
Sorry for the family, sorry for their loss, and I hope the other girl gets better because nobody deserves to be in that situation like that.
It's a situation that started before 4:30 at Vaughn Foods in Moore. Inside this food distribution center is where police say an employee armed with a knife attacked his co-workers.
For whatever reason, the male became angry, entered the business, and apparently these are the first people he came in contact with.
One woman died at the scene, another taken to the hospital
he
in
mentioned
critical
nothing
condition.
about a beheading.
No, he is not related to the victims whatsoever.
Investigators call the stabbing an extreme case of workplace violence. Violence that ended when an off-duty Oklahoma County Sheriff's deputy working security for Vaughn Foods left the building, grabbed a rifle, returned, and shot the stabbing suspect multiple times. When police arrived, building employees were moved to safe locations. Outside, family members watched and waited as sweeps were done in and outside the building.
Once we start determining who witnessed the incident and who didn't, we allowed the employees who had absolutely nothing to do with the incident to go home.
And police have not identified the two women involved in this stabbing. Again, a very active scene here at Vaughn's Foods. Again, they are collecting evidence on that suspect's vehicle. Live and more, Dave Detling, KOCO.
So, in the immediate aftermath of the whole thing, there was no mention of a beheading, just a stabbing, simple stabbing. This is crazy. But let's listen to more.
We have a beheading in Oklahoma. They are stating that 30-year-old Alton Nolen
Now this guy
drove his car into another car in the
7.
parking lot of Vaughn Foods, entered the business, and then beheaded 54-year-old Collie Hufford. He was allegedly stabbing a second victim, 43-year-old Tracy Johnson, when the company owner, Mark Vaughn, drew his gun, which he had on him, thankfully. And then he shot Nolen. He stopped what could have been much worse here. Now, Tracy Johnson is expected to survive. They're calling
This is bullshit. That guy, Dabu 7, is a CIA guy, misinformation guy that's all over the internet with a lot of subscribers, who's constantly lying. Here's another of his reports.
You are looking at Alton Nolen, also known now as the Oklahoma Beheader. Now, the more and more we start to look into this, the more and more it looks like it has ties to these other events. Now, they're saying that they have discovered he has links to the Al-Qaeda leader, Anwar al-Awlaki, and connections to the Boston Bombers Mosque. Now, that right there
is some bullshit. There's no nigga in Oklahoma who is an ex-con, okay, on probation or whatever, working some subsistence job in a damn warehouse, who is in contact with the Boston bomber, any of these Muslim terrorists, they use their names. There's no way. He's just a plain, ordinary nigga who is used as a pawn.
This is a huge red flag to me. To the Boston Bombers Mosque also, that just...
bullshit. This is bullshit. Anyway, I just wanted to mention to show just how they use black people for scapegoating, blaming, and political reasons. It's an institutional process in the police department, law enforcement throughout the country, and even in the federal policing agencies like the FBI. Probably the FBI is really behind this. They probably offer the guy some type of deal, or they're gonna send him back to jail or some silliness like that. They're always offering deals when they got you by your balls. And so this is the situation here. And I'm tired of them making up stuff. It sounds like Susan Smith, who blamed the black guy for drowning her kids when she drove them into the lake. This is really stupid. Wake up, people. Smell the coffee.